civilization itself, threatened with annihilation, because in one moment of history-making violence, nature, mad, rampant, wrought its most awesome creation. For born in that swirling inferno of radioactive dust were things so horrible, so terrifying, so hideous. There is no word to describe them.
The ancient Greeks subscribed to the idea of a monster named Typhon, a giant serpent whose battles with the Olympic gods were believed to be the cause of volcanic eruptions and earthquakes. The ancient Jewish people feared the Leviathan, a sea monster who exists solely to be a vector of chaos. Yet as our technologies evolved, so did our monsters. In the aftermath of the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, humanity's fear of its own destruction gave rise to new legends. Godzilla, a creature born as a symbol of the atomic age, is a walking disaster that spawned from human conflict and the potential for misuse of godly power. This daunting force of nature challenges us to confront not just the physical destruction it represents, but the deeper horror, our failure to understand both the creatures we mythologize and the technologies we unleash. As we look at these titanic figures of cinema, we see the representation of humanity's best efforts to construct reasoning for the horror it inflicts upon itself, but most importantly, the trivial nature for why we do so.
Oh, you're a monster!
Some things take experience to learn them. If you touch a hot stove as a child, you'll be much less likely to ever do it again. However, it may surprise you to learn that you are xenophobic, as according to Merriam-Webster, the official definition is fear and hatred of strangers or foreigners, or of anything that is strange or foreign. Humans are innately xenophobic by virtue of our evolutionary programming. You don't need to get eaten by a tiger to know not to pull its tail. You don't need to poke a hornet's nest to know how to not get stung. We are afraid of these things because of their uncertainty. Humanity has survived by an innate knowledge on what to do and perhaps more importantly, what not to do. Mirroring these evolutionary instincts, the monsters of cinema often embody the very essence of xenophobia. Not just fear of the unknown, but an embodied reaction to anything outside of our understanding. This is where our myths and monsters intertwine. They are the very manifestations of our collective fears, the unknowns that lurk in the shadows of our civilization. There is a term for this, however. The uncanny valley is a theorized evolutionary human response to something that resembles a human, but just isn't. The uncanny valley, where near-human figures provoke deep unease, can also be extended to the creations of the nuclear age. These monsters, arising from the shadows of atomic power, embody our deepest fears, not only because they're grotesque, but because they mirror the devastating impacts of our own technological advancements. Godzilla, born from the radioactive aftermath of nuclear testing, is perhaps the quintessential representation of nuclear fears made flesh. This creature is not just a product of cinematic fantasy, but a direct response to the horrors witnessed in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Godzilla embodies the destructive power of nuclear weapons and the lingering dread of radiation's unseen effects. Godzilla's rampage through Tokyo is not merely a spectacle of destruction, it's a poignant reminder of the atomic bomb's devastation. Each step he takes echoes the fallout of nuclear misuse, and his near invulnerability to conventional weapons underscores the futility and fear surrounding nuclear warfare. In The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms, a prehistoric creature is unleashed by nuclear bomb tests in the Arctic. Like Godzilla, this monster brings the unintended consequences of nuclear power to the forefront, causing destruction in a world unprepared for such resurgence from its radioactive past. The havoc wrought by this ancient beast highlights a recurring theme. Our nuclear endeavors may awaken forces, literal or metaphorical, that we cannot control. Each creature's story, steeped in the nuclear theme, warns of the perilous balance between human innovation and its potential to backfire catastrophically. These cinematic monsters, from Godzilla to the beast from 20,000 Fathoms, are not merely threats to be vanquished. They're profound symbols of the atomic age's dual-edged legacy. They remind us that the power to create is also the power to destroy, and that our deepest fears often arise from the very technologies we herald as advancements, and the closer we get to an accurate depiction of our own behavior.